Hello. Thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away. Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues. Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
Well, I just want to start out with saying thank you for having me. I know you have a really busy day, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of the day to meet with me. The community issue I chose at the beginning of the semester was ACL tear and repair. And I don't know if you know what an ACL tear is or ACL is, but an ACL is the anterior cruciate ligament, and it sits in the middle of the knee. And it was really important to me because of its relevance to me, my personal experience I had with it. I'm an athlete here at NDSU, so I understand the injury prevention it takes or the injury time to recover it takes, and I wanted athletes to be aware of the prevention of it and how you can help yourself get through the injury physically and mentally. So it was really important to me that way just because of the personal experience with it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now, your materials also said that you were involved in a community issue team project that focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
Yeah, so the call to action we put forward, or I mean, I guess the topic we put forward to begin with, was global warming, and it's a really hard topic to condense because there's so much information going into it. But the call to action we thought was the best was power strips. And power strips are really convenient for college students to get at a store like Walmart or Home Depot to use in your dorm room or your apartment or your house or whatever. We thought this was the best call to action because it's hard as a college student to want to make a difference but not really have the time or the resources. So we thought this was the easiest way to do it so college kids could feel involved, like, and they were making a difference and not get just a bunch of information thrown at them with nothing to do with it. So, yeah.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
I would hope my team would say that my biggest strength was my tone of voice and my persuasiveness or relevance to the topic. They gave me the introduction of the speech because I think they believed that I could really make the topic relevant right away so people would engage because it's hard to make college kids really zone in for a lengthy period of time. So I think they believed in me to make a strong intro with my tone of voice, sounding persuasive from the beginning, sounding relevant, sounding conversational. I think that was a big part of why they chose me for that topic, and that was why it was my strength.
Okay, great. What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
The most challenging thing, I think, working with a team, I think my teammates would agree. I think we all liked working together. We were a really great group. But the hardest part was having four of us instead of three or two because there was number issues. But that was the hardest part just because having so many people and having to split up information equally, as well as not getting too much information because then it gets boring and then people zone out. So I think that was the hardest part was just trying to make sure we had equal parts and equal information so we didn't take over one or underestimate the other. So I think that was the most difficult part.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Com 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
The biggest takeaway I'm going to take from Com 110 are two things. And the first one is public speaking in all areas of my life. And the second is audience relevance. So, to begin with, public speaking in all places. I didn't really realize it could be everywhere else besides a classroom and speeches. It's in your conversations and your presentations and everyday life. And it's really important that you talk in a good tone and a conversational tone in a well organized manner, and that leads to my audience relevance. You have to know your audience. You have to know who's there so you're not insulting people, you're not sounding too opinionated. It's really important to have these steps with you throughout your whole life so you're not making insults or you're not making good relationships because your public speaking skills are poor. So I think that's the biggest takeaway I'm going to take from Com 110.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk
Of
with
course,
me.
of
We'll
course.
probably be in touch with you in the next few weeks or so. Take care.
Thank you. You too have a great day.